And Buffalo, welcome back to the Kiosk Presents. Hey, if you're a sports fan at all, you know eyes have been on Atlanta, Georgia for the last month because of the great NCAA basketball action happening. We've got a guest today. He's actually one of the best-known tight ends in NFL history, Tony Gonzalez. Welcome to the Kiosk Presents.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, of course, everybody's probably saying, well, this is an NFL football player, but hey, the reason why you're here is you've actually been on the hardwood with the Sweet 16 UC Berkeley back in 1997, right?
Yeah, some of the best memories that I will ever have in sports was playing in the tournament, going to the Sweet 16, playing against North Carolina, Dean Smith, legendary coach, Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter was on that team that beat us. They went to the Final Four that year. So yeah, this is some of my best memories is basketball.
Oh, and you know, you probably felt so much, pressure and excitement then. How much more intense do you think it is for the players that are now in the Final Four?
Oh, I know it's got to be unbelievable. The intensity levels are up, the anxiety's up, the nervousness is up. This is something these kids have never experienced before. I think no team has been here in the last 4 years that's playing in the Final Four this year. So it's an exciting time for these kids. It's something they'll never forget.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of great things happen. There's some heartbreak. I mean, Kevin Ware and things like that. But, one of the big things is there's been some hair-raising finishes. And if I can pause for a minute, I know you're here representing Clear Men's Scalp Therapy. Tell us a little bit about that, because it's a great product and you're certainly a good person to represent it.
Yeah, well, I teamed up with them, first of all, because I love the products. But yeah, Clear Men's Scalp Therapy. And as you strive to be the perfect man, it starts with that first impression, first appearance, and that means you got to have flake-free hair. And as a football player, I'm always putting on that helmet, and my hair. You want to make sure that after a game that you go in there looking good, just like any other man out there. So it's an unbelievable product. You can actually check out more tips on how to strive to be the perfect man on Facebook at Clear Men.
Well, that's great, absolutely, and we'll definitely maybe do a link to that from our Facebook page as well. Hey, let's get back to the Final Four activity that's going on. Now, you've probably got some favorites, I know, up in the Buffalo, New York area. We certainly do, with Syracuse being in it. Who do you think? Louisville Cardinals, Wichita State? Wichita State hasn't been in it since 1965. Louisville's favored, but they've had a pretty devastating injury.
Yeah, well, I think if anything, they're going to build off of Carl Wales' injury. And emotionally, they're going to have that lift. Let's go out there and get it for Ware. But I like Syracuse over Michigan to play in that championship game, and I like Louisville over Wichita State. I know Wichita, everybody wants to pull for the underdog, but I think Louisville is way too strong for them. But victory, I know you're probably not going to like it up there. You can be it from Buffalo, but I think Louisville is going to take the whole thing. I think Siva, that point guard, is good. He is real good from Louisville. That 2-3 zone is good, but if you have a guard that can penetrate that zone and kick or finish like Siva can, he's going to create a headache matchup for Syracuse. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's going to be tough. We will be rooting for Syracuse up here, though. Now, can I just change gears real quickly, just talk about football a little bit? But, a lot of the skills that you probably picked up on the basketball court have been advantageous in your great 13-time Pro Bowl career, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Basketball has made me the player I am on that football field. The jumping, stopping, left hand, right hand, coordination. I always tell any young football player out there, if you're doing something during the off season, go play basketball. It's one of the best. It gets your cardiovascular, you get your conditioning down, and it's fun. And you're constantly working on your skills, your athleticism type skills that carry over perfectly for football.
Absolutely. And you've had such a great career, but last year in the playoffs, the Atlanta Falcons came so close. And I mean, up here in Buffalo, we came real close 4 times in a row, didn't we? But there was talk of your retirement, and we're all hoping, because you're such a great, exciting player to watch, are you going to come back and give it one more shot?
Yes, I have signed back, and I'm going to play one more season with the Falcons. It was a decision that I made with my family, more specifically with my son Nico, who lives with his mother during the season. And as we come out here to Atlanta, he stays back with his mother in California. And he was one of the main reasons I was going to retire. But at the end of the season, he was like, "Dad, you guys seem so close. I think you need to go out there and try it one more time." So that's one of the main reasons I'm back, among other reasons, obviously, with such a good football team that we have here and a great organization, fan support in the community. that's where it becomes kind of a no-brainer. We got a good team, and we're building on it with addition of Steven Jackson from St. Louis, the running back, and then the defensive end from the Giants, OCU Manura. They're going to help us out a lot, and hopefully we can get over that hump this year and make it to the championship game.
Well, there's a lot of people that like your team up here. They're really exciting to watch, and we wish you the best, and that's great news that you're coming back. Thanks so much for spending some time with us today, Tony, from Bracket Town in Atlanta. We're looking forward to a great basketball finale this year, and of course, you're representing that great product, Clear Men's Scalp Therapy. So thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.